Yeah, very big welcome to you, my dear Pisces. So the Earth has turned again, and we see now behind the Sun the constellation Leo, which gives the light to the Moon in your sign. And we have the Good Tarot and the Marseille Tarot, two different decks, right? One more contemporary and the other quite old. But nevertheless, right, the messages sometimes are really astonishing. And also I do German readings. I recognize that within the two readings that I do, it's sometimes an hour, 2 hours in between, right? Because sometimes I do them at the same day, and I really do the reading when the moon is in your sign, my dear Pisces, so I get the energy. I recognize that the decks or the cards that came up in the German reading have a similar energy in the English reading, just the card comes up on a different position. But I can notice that the message is there, and it's really powerful to watch those kind of synchronicities. So here we have the moon in his own sign in Pisces, though you ruled by Neptune, the dreamer, and you coming out of the deep subconscious, crossing the land. And here we have the dog and the wolf, and they pass the two towers up into the moon or the sun, right? Which in a way, the moon, we only see it when we also have the sun giving it its light. And the moon is looking over to Leo, and we have here Leo, the strength card. The sun is ruling Leo, and this is the 5th house of joy, and this is the 12th house of self-loss, which is quite intense, right? We're letting go of something when we transform. And here we have now this combination, and you see how Leo, or the lion, is roaring into the left, into the soul, because our wild side is always connected with the soul, and she's literally like looking at him, and she's like, I'm with you. And they're not even recognizing or seeing what's happening here, right? It's almost like they're in their own little world. Meanwhile, you are coming out and you are literally transforming yourself. So the lion pose here in the asana position, because I do the tarot yoga, right? So I'm combining it with yoga poses here. We have the lion's pose and simhasana, also the lion's breath. You can see the infinite inhale and exhale. And then for you, I gave you up and downward dog and fish pose, of course. And so you have come out deep, right, and come up into a higher consciousness. Meanwhile, you see constantly the up and the downward facing dog, bringing you into a perspective of the future and a perspective of the past. And so this is your tarot yoga card. The number 8 and the 18, right? So there is a 8-8 portal happening here. And of course, the left spinning path is that wobble the Earth does around its own axis in 25,800 years. We divide it through the 12 zodiac signs, and we go currently from the age of Pisces, which is 2,150 years long, into the age of Aquarius, right? And so something is gonna speak to us through your age, and we will see what Leo is calling you. It's almost like Leo is like literally letting you know you gotta see the left spinning path. Today the reading is to the right, because we're going now to the full moon. And to the full moon, it means you're going to the opposite sign, which is in the next month, right? Virgo is gonna give you the sun to the full moon, and so you have arrived in the most external or in the most opposite sign of you, And then from there, I will start the readings to the left, going back into the new moon, right? So I have changed my reading style again a little bit, just that you know. So the court card for you is the Cavalier de Coupé. This is the Knight of Cups. If your birthday is between February 8th and March 11th, then this is your card, and you see how he is going to the left, and interesting enough, in the Rider-Waite, he's going to the right. And so this is what's so fascinating for me, right? Each time when I look at these cards, how they interact, right? Modern or ancient, then I can see there is something talking, right? Very profound. Back to the last reading where you had Cancer Sun giving Pisces Moon. The light was the message, money is like love, which always flows between conscious people. So you had the 10 of Pentacles, which is a lot of money. And you had the portal of the 44, the perfect storm. And nevertheless, right, to say that money is like love, in a way, it's like the more we love ourselves, the more also we feel rich, right? And that richness is then attracting the physical richness. But first, we need to really recognize the emotional and the conscious richness that we have created here in this dimension. One more card I'm going to pull here. It's the Lifruma Healing Oracle. This is my newest deck with the rune alphabet or symbols embedded in the cards. They're altogether 78 cards, or 77 because the 0, right, is then the 78. And let's see what wants to talk to you here. The number 34, Calc, Mortar, Anchored. So this is the rune alphabet, and it looks really beautiful. It looks almost like an owl. So we have the gender star, right? Here in Europe we use that. And we have then here these two, which are almost like two eyes. The 3, the Empress, and the 4, the Emperor. So there is something that is talking to you. Then, of course, calculated together, we have the 7, and Cancer is the 7, the Chariot, right? And so maybe it's wanting to talk to the last reading, but I'm just gonna hold this here. You can read it yourself. You can stop the video and then read the message yourself. I'm going to read it to you. Chalky seams of ancient marine creatures transformed and deposited over eons as immovable memories of moments that are no more. Extraneous yet present, evidencing times gone, lives past, moments fallen. Here and now dig out the decrepit blocks, dislodge the bricks that should have been displaced long ago. Recalibrate the calcium carbonate, cleave and cleft to recast and recreate. Celebrate life unconstructed, unanchored. Calc, right? So this is the part that we put between bricks. Very beautiful. Look at the colors and the light that's coming in. So there is something speaking to you with the white, the calc. This old material made out of a deposited of aeons as immovable memories of moments that are no more, right? Very, very, Very poetic the way he actually sometimes puts these signs, right, into a new way of looking at them. Good, so we begin. Remember, you are ruled by Neptune, the dreamer, right? So you rule the dreams, and of course here we have the sun calling you. So let's begin. On the position of the Fool, that foolish idea that just all of a sudden creeps in, and you have here the Queen of Cups. This is Cancer. So Cancer Sun, right? Back then, money is like love, which always flows between conscious people. So either there is a Cancer personality in your life, or you yourself are becoming really that loving person, because that state of consciousness that the Fool is bringing to us is this idea of like, yes, I want to give love. I just want to give love. That's it, right? I feel this cup that she's holding in her hand, and she's like with one red shoe that we see here on her right side, green gloves. She's like, yeah, I want to give love, right? That's my foolish idea, and I'm just going to act on it, and I'm going to heal, and I'm going to become a healer. I want to be a healer, and the dog is almost like stopping the Fool of stepping off, right, and falling into the nothing. And you see how he's going to the right spinning path, right? And so that's the human path that we're taking to the full moon now. And your opposite sign is, of course, Virgo. Then on the position of the Magician comes the Sun. And the Sun here is the number 53, the 5 senses, and the 3 is the Empress, and you have an 8-8 portal framing here the 4th zodiac sign. And Cancer, as that healer, is or has brought to you the attention to money is like love, right? So if you love yourself, then more money can come to you, because that's why money comes to those who appreciate, right, the 4 elements. And the 4 elements is what makes us rich, right? Because through them, for example, the calc that has been formed over aeons of time can be used now to create something, and you can make your money. So I always say the earth is my boss, and the sun is here to give us the energy to continue our path. And you see how here the sun is looking down to the earth and is giving its ray, and it's literally saying, or yeah, you are framed now by the 8-8 portal in the healing. I support you. It started back then when you recognized that money is like love, which always flows between conscious people. So you are seeing with the eye of the Magician that the sun is in your favor. Now the 53 and the 1 creates a 54, which is then a 9, which then becomes Virgo. So when the sun is in Virgo, you are going to get a lot of magic. The healing that you said to yourself you want as that foolish idea will become more an inspiration, and the sun will help you to create that inspiration, because Virgo is going to give you the light to the full moon in the next reading. Then on the position of the High Priestess, you see here the Knight of Swords, which is a Gemini. And Gemini is that young generation, that knight, that kind of action-oriented personality that have great thoughts, great ideas. And your intuition is telling you, yes, there is going to be more information coming to us through the air signs, because the age of Aquarius is coming upon us. And he's the number 3, right, the 3rd house, and so 2 and 3 is 5. And so you have then here with this 5, a 5-5, because you remember your intuition is speaking to you through the mental aspect, and so the Knight of Swords is a very fast personality. His thoughts are racing, his thoughts are coming quick, so be ready for a storm of ideas and creativity, and also this intuition that is going to bring you the answer to a lot of questions that you might have, right? Then on the position of the Empress comes Leo. Now in this deck it's the number 11, it's not the number 8, which is very interesting, right? So here we have the 8, and you see how she's looking into the left spinning path. Here he is turning into the right spinning path. So it's almost like saying, well, you roared into the left spinning path. You are aware that Leo is calling you, but now you're aware you still have to go one more month, and then you get your full moon. And then the Empress with the 3 is literally saying, well, then you are gonna be successful in the way you are taming that wild side deep within you. But we have an 8 here in her hat and in her mind, the way she thinks, the way she connects with this beast, with this wild thing. And you see the Empress is looking over to the right spinning path, and she's like letting her know, now you are giving birth to a strength, because you have recognized the sun, right? You have recognized that the sun is speaking to you now through Leo. And it's very interesting. She up here, if I put her down here, she's looking at the sun, and she's like, yeah, I know. The sun is my ally. The sun is the core. The sun is the center of our solar system. So I will focus on the sun, and I will learn everything there is to learn. But particularly here, the message is like, when the sun is in Virgo, you're going to get your full moon. And then the message is coming. And then you gain the strength, and you're already getting now the strength, right? You're getting strength through the Leo sun, because that's also the sun, right? That is ruling Leo. And it's that 5th house of joy that is now speaking here to you. So I don't calculate the 3 and the 11 together, because the 11 is a portal. Recognize firmly that you are being called to enjoy yourself this month, right? Like an Empress does. An Empress enjoys herself because she's the queen of all queens. Then on the position of Leo, which is in the sun, comes the King of Earth. And interesting enough, right, in the German reading, I had the King of Earth as well, but on another position, on the position of the world. But here we get the King of Earth on the position of Leo. So the number 2, the second zodiac sign, or the second house, is with the 8 at 10, and we get a cycle closing here, because this is very earthy, very grounded. It's almost saying, well, then if you combine the strength and this energy, then you can become quite a ruler. Then you can become someone that is like combining the strength, because you have to the sides, to the left, you have Leo, and above you, you have Leo. You have the sun, right, here speaking to you. And on the Magician, you had also the sun. So the sun this month is giving you a lot of really fire, because you are a water sign, and the water sign, sometimes it's very emotional. So you need a little inspiration, a little fire, and then you can ground yourself. Then you can arrive here in this month. It's almost like you're like, okay, yes, I am getting it, right? I'm enjoying the warmth. I'm enjoying the sun's rays. And so also here the 3, right? Since the 3 is the Empress, you recognize the 3 and the 4 is in a way a couple, right? It's like the masculine and the feminine. And so here we have the masculine and the feminine. And we have here the masculine and the feminine. And so the King of Earth is air and earth. And air is masculine and earth is feminine, right? So he has his mind, his way of thinking, a little bit like here the air sign of Gemini, because he follows him. So he is very clever, right? And so you are recognizing that this is coming in this month to you. Then on the position of the Cavalier de Coupé, right, comes strength again. Oh my God, I mean, you see what I'm seeing? It's powerful, right? Because you are seeing now the strength deep within you. You are recognizing it, and that strength gives you wings, and you can give the love, and money is like love, right? You have here the Taurus energy, which is the banks and the money and all of that, and here is you, which is love. And so here you have now, I mean, 3 times Leo. I mean, how powerful is this, right? Leo is speaking to you in a deep, deep, profound way so that you can now bring that love out. And you see how she's also facing the path the same way we have here in this card, the lady in the path, right? And so you understand now that Leo is very profoundly talking to you. You're getting a lot of strength to bring love to the people. You see all this power, all this earthly power, all this elemental fire power, and this is gonna get you wings to bring the love out there to the people, because money is like love. All right, there is money in love and love in money. So you are inspired, right, by all of this, and you are here now getting on your position, the core strength. Here is also an 11, and now you have a 12 and an 11. From 11 to 12, you are now empowered to really truly be yourself, because your age is ending and you gain so much strength in being in the sun. And I think that's also what's talking here. You were in the sun, right? You were in the sun, and it was unusual for you to be in the sun. But it's really powerful, because look at this, right? The sun, the sun, the sun, and the sun. I mean, it's like you learned so much being in the age of Pisces. The age of Pisces brought you power, and now you can use that power, and you recognize that now you want to give that love to the people, and you want to continue your soul path, because you're very much connected to the soul path, right? Because you are here. If I put you here, then it's almost like you're walking away from that. But I feel like I put you here because you're walking towards it, and it gives you strength to actually declare your love to this Leo energy, to the sun. You declare your love to the sun, right? In yoga, it would be the sun salutation, right? You, the moon, giving salutation to the sun, because you, the moon, need the sun to be visible. On the position then of the moon, right, comes the 6 of Wands. And the 6 of Wands is Jupiter in Leo. So you have Leo again talking to you on the position of the moon. The moon, which is in the moon right now. The moon is at home. And the 6 is, again, that moment of self-love, true self-love. The 18 and the 6 is a 24, which a 6 is left. And you are recognizing now that the 6 of Wands, right, the Jupiter in Leo, is bringing you a victory, great victory. Something is saying to you, I have arrived. I'm really like unstoppable now. I'm strong. I am powerful. I want to bring this love to the people. I have so much love to give. I was 2,150 years in the sun, right, in the left spinning cycle of the earth. And so now we're going into the age of Aquarius, right? And so it's shifting, and you have healed, right? And that's why you actually really become the Queen of Cups. She's the healer, the strongest healer in all of the court cards. And so here you are enjoying this moment. You are victorious, right? You are evolving. You have evolved out, and you are really up here in the sun, in the sky, and you have shifted and changed. Then On the position of the moon, again, right, because the moon is also the dream oracle that I give you, comes the number 43, the overflow, the overwhelm, and plenty. And that's why you are now feeling the way you're feeling, right? The number 43 rings that a bell to you. Here you have a 34, the opposite, but it's a 7 and a 7. So you have a 7-7 portal, and you recognize that Cancer has given you really the power to heal. Cancer is still here to give you the power to heal. And you are seeing, because Cancer is also a water sign, right? So you're connected. You're the knight and she's the queen. And so here you are recognizing the building block of the calc, the mortar, the anchored energy here within you. You have now built something that's bringing you so much happiness and so much joy, that here the 7-7 portal is framing the 6 of Wands, the victory that you have reached, right? You have come to this place because on the position of the sun comes another 43. Here comes the magic, here comes the alchemy, here comes the overflow that you can use for the healing, right? This is a 10, the 1 and the 9. Of course, the magician and the hermit together creates the new cycle. And again, you have the 7, then that creates a 17. Here we had the moon, right? The 9 and the 7 again creates, of course, then the 16. You're letting go of things so that a 7 can appear, and the 7 is that overflow, the 7th chakra. And here we have a 17, which becomes an 8, which then again connects with Leo. Leo is opposite of the age of Aquarius. And so Leo is bringing you through the sun. Now the sun, you can see the healing power, the strength, the alchemy, everything you need to become a healer, because you have had here the 7-7-7 portal, right? And it's like, it's clear. It's almost like here we have the 34 and then 2 times the 43. It's still 7-7-7, right? But look at this. It's almost like, yes, you are healing, you are flowing, you are giving that love, that strength to the people, because you have the healing between your hands. And interesting enough, the Knight of Swords is Gemini, and his body parts are the arms, come directly out of the heart. So he's a knight too, the Knight of air, and he's helping you to get the right ideas to actually now become a healer and to really give all that energy, all that overflowing, all that sun, all that Leo energy, all that strength to the people. Amazing, right? So it's just like it's overflowing, and you can heal and you can give the people the power back, right? With the 17, it's almost like it's saying, yes, then you can heal in the age of Aquarius, because you learned in the age of Pisces so much that you now become a strong healer because you were in the light for 2,150 years. How does that make you feel, right? Because then on the position of the world, the 21, it's a 3, comes a 4, so it's almost like, again, it's like there's a 34 or 43, it doesn't matter how you calculate it, the emperor or the empress, who was first, the masculine or the feminine, doesn't matter. The circle and the 1 are together. There is a circle, there is a 0, and there's a 1, and that's the computer language. And the 4 of Wands, again with the 6 of Wands, right, we have Venus in Aries. So you have 10 Wands, and that's again a cycle closed. A cycle that's saying, well, I am fully aware that I am ready to make things happen in this world, because I have a high time now. It's my time to be again back in the moon and to reconnecting. And again, you get a 3 and a 4, which is a 7. 4 times 7. The heart is in there. You are going out into the world. You are coming here together with your sisters. You are healing. The 4 is the 4th zodiac sign, the Cancer. You are healing. You are recognizing the healing between the masculine and the feminine. I mean, this is just like crazy reading. 4 times the 7. You are ready. You are ready to be the cog, right, between the building blocks of the stones, or you're the stones. It doesn't matter. Are you the energy that holds it together, or are you the parts that are needed to be held together? It's like, it doesn't matter, right? Are you the hands, or are you the space between the hands? You're both. You're everything. You're getting a huge message, right? And the world needs you. The world needs to see you. The world needs your love, because you've been in the sun for 2,150 years, and now you can help Leo in a way, because Leo has come so many times to help Aquarius, right? Leo gives fire to Aquarius. Leo gives love to Aquarius. Aquarius is the ice age. It's up in the sky. It's the king of kings, right? It's the king of air, and all the kings are air. It's air and air, and we need fire. We need sun. We need it. It's almost like you get the information that, hey, the age of Aquarius needs the love, the fire, the connection, the emotions, the people, the touching, the 2 hands, masculine and feminine, the 2 children, right? The boy and the girl, the group dynamic. Up in the sky now, you will bring that warmth to it, right? Even though it's Venus in Aries, but Aries is also a fire sign. And so the healing continues, right? Oh my God, I mean, your position right now is declared. You're a healer. You gotta show your strength. You gotta bring the strength to the people, and you gotta create a high time for yourself, because it's about time, right? It's really about time. You're like, okay, I do it. I know what to do. I have like 4 times the 7, right? 4 times 7 is like the heart is in the crown chakra to create a magnificent time now in the age of Aquarius. So I hope I see you in the next reading, because Virgo is going to give you the light in your full moon. That's going to happen in the next month. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.